than 0.3, MLR greater than 0.5. Those ones made sense because my understanding was that the normal cap is somewhere up to 0.3. Yeah. So now in your study here, and I know this is for kids, that could be different. So I was curious why you set it up at 0.2, yet 0.3 would still be considered normal.
Yeah, so what happens, because what we do to come up with this cutoff, it's us getting the data and putting it in a statistical software, and then having it come up with the cutoff, then looking at the sensitivities and specificity based on those cutoff, using the Udine index number, and that's what the statistical software gave us. And then secondly, as you mentioned, first, this study is done in kids. Secondly, these are kids that are very ill, like they have TB and they have HIV. So looking at the cutoff, it will take a deviation from like maybe the normal range that we would expect. Because even me, when I was reviewing this work, there are studies that found an MLR of 0.012 predicting still an outcome. So that's why we also argue that it can't just be used independently as a predictor. We need other biomarkers maybe to support. Okay. But just bearing in mind that to start TB treatment, you really need to start from somewhere in a low income setting, then this would be something that they can look into.
Yeah, and just a follow-up to that, thank you for that answer, is how does this account for autoimmune diseases and things like cancer, because they also tend to report significantly higher MLRs?
So actually they do the same. It's only that I didn't include the studies because there are also cutoffs that predict mortality in cardiovascular diseases and cancer as well. So it's actually one and the same thing, is not that maybe the cutoff might be different. Maybe Charles go past.
Charles,
Thank you so much for the wonderful presentation. I have two things. One is just adding to what Professor Jake has mentioned, and then one is a question. So it's just the recommendation, like, so he's talking about the cutoff. So I feel like you should do, in epidemiology, it's called sensitivity analysis. So just play around with those numbers instead of making it binary. You can make it continuous and to see whether it's that dose response relationship between the MLR and the mortality. So just to ensure that maybe your findings are robust to the extent that now you can say a lot of confidence that actually the point of 0.2 really leads to the TB mortality.
I know there's a presentation after this, so I don't know whether to take it.
So the other question that I have is no, the way I know it ignores the immune system, right? And providing a leeway for OI, opportunistic infection.
Yes.
So my question is, was the autopsy done to really confirm that it's the TB that led to mortality in this study?
So when I was doing the procedure, you remember I mentioned, I just didn't, yeah. So anyone who was found to have any other opportunistic infections like pneumonia and malaria were treated. And those are some of the variables that I just didn't include, but they were still in the model. Yeah. And then just 30 seconds to respond to what you said, then you can come up. I also didn't go into detail. We did a robust validation of this cutoff by doing bootstrapping. So that still validated our cutoff as a binary variable as opposed to looking at MLR as a continuous variable. So at least we were able to do sensitivity analysis by doing some bootstrapping, doing like 1,000 iterations to see whether that is the optimal MLR cutoff. Sorry for taking a little longer. But thank you so much for your questions. I know if you have other questions, maybe we can chat about that.
Okay, thank you.